Woke up late, sun in my eyes. Got no plans and I got no ties. Empty pockets.
Coming from Florence on a late afternoon train, we arrived at our Airbnb past 7 in the evening. This was our home for 4 days and it definitely felt like one throughout our stay. It was designed aesthetically but still had that homey vibe. What I liked most was that it included a small balcony where we could chill out after a fun, exhausting day in the city. It was the 8th of November 2024, and by midnight, my husband surprised me for my birthday. He gave me a beautiful bouquet of red roses from a local flower shop and a lovely gift he had bought while we were still in London. But what really got me was the message he wrote.
Ay, bayaran mo na lang, B. Nalimutan kong burahin. Pasensya na.
It was so thoughtful that it actually made me cry.
Huh? Nasaktuhan ko yung may delivery yung isang store.
It was honestly the sweetest way to start my birthday. The morning of my birthday, we started it off with an early guided tour of the Colosseum. For tours like this, tourists are usually expected to arrive at least 15 minutes early, so I had a bit of time to just stand there and admire it from the outside. The closer I got, the more surreal it felt. I couldn't stop gushing over how astonishing it looked. Never in a million years would I have imagined that I'd get to see it with my own eyes. Aside from exploring the Colosseum and its underground, our tour also included the Roman Forum and Palatine Hill. We made our way there first, as they tend to get much more crowded in the afternoon. This is exactly why I enjoy having a guide at historical sites like this. They know the best routes to take, the perfect times to visit each spot, and of course, they share stories and history that make you appreciate the places so much more. This was my favorite viewpoint overlooking the entire Roman Forum. This ruins was once the center of ancient Rome, and it was where politics, business, and everyday life all came together. Standing there, it was hard to imagine that thousands of years ago, this place was filled with people going about their daily lives. At this point, it made me appreciate just how much history Rome holds. On our way to the Colosseum, I remember feeling so excited because I had been looking forward to this day for months. The Colosseum was built nearly 2,000 years ago and still one of the greatest symbols of the Roman Empire. It was once used to host gladiator battles and grand public spectacles. It was just incredible to think that a place with so much history is still standing today, and that I was finally able to walk inside it. The best part? It happened on my birthday. This was on our way into the underground chambers of the Colosseum. We specifically looked for this tour because we weren't just curious to see what the Colosseum looked like from the inside. We also wanted to explore the underground where gladiators and other performers would wait and prepare before entering the arena. Standing there, the atmosphere felt heavy. It was impossible not to think about the people who had once stood in the very same place, especially the gladiators. many of whom were about to fight what could have been the last battle of their lives. It gave us a much deeper appreciation of the Colosseum's history and made the entire experience feel even more unforgettable. If I'm remembering it right, the tour lasted for about 3 hours. After exploring the underground, we finally made our way up to the arena. Parts of the Colosseum have been reconstructed to give visitors a better idea of what it originally looked like. Nevertheless, the experience was still incomparable. I found myself taking hundreds of photos from the inside because I knew this was a once-in-a-lifetime experience. After the tour, I was yet again surprised by my husband, my fiancé back then, with a pasta making class, and I absolutely loved it. Fabrizio had been a chef in Italy for many years, and he taught us the step-by-step process of making different types of pasta and how to cook them properly.
Check this one with your fingers. That's it.
I teach online since then, so I don't know. I never
What do you
go
think?
back in the classroom. But it
That's
was also
perfect.
Okay,
Okay, check it now.
Ito natin.
Well, I have an interview to go maybe to Hawaii. I know.
The class was kept small and everyone came from different parts of the world, which made the whole experience even more fun.
Totally a mistake I would make.
Take a picture of it together. What's the guys? Let me tell you something. There's an arrow here. Okay, so you can go both ways.
I absolutely loved the process of making fresh pasta. Since we were in a small group, Fabrizio was able to guide each of us through every step. We learned how to make linguine, tortellini, and ravioli from scratch. After preparing the pasta, he showed us the proper way to cook it. One tip that really stuck with me was to wait until the water was boiling before adding the salt. According to Fabrizio, this helps keep the water boiling efficiently and ensures the salt dissolves properly. Fresh pasta only takes about 1 to 2 minutes to cook until it's al dente, firm but not too firm. Dried pasta from the supermarket usually takes longer, depending on the type. Another interesting thing he taught us was that egg pasta often has a deeper yellow color because of the egg yolks used in the dough. I don't think I'll ever look at fresh pasta the same way again.
I got some stuff to do. I'm joking. Enjoy it. Buon appetito, scusa in Italian. Buon provecho in Spanish. Good appetito. This one, guys, I've got one more surprise for you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Enjoy it, guys.
As this special day ended, I realized that this birthday was all about experiencing places I have only ever dreamed of and creating memories that will stay with me forever. On our third day in Rome, we decided to visit some of the city's most iconic landmarks. On the itinerary were the Pantheon, Trevi Fountain, Spanish Steps, and the Trastevere neighborhood. I know, it's a lot, but yes, we used to be those travelers. The ones who would wake up ridiculously early just to beat the crowds and take photos. Looking back, I don't know how we manage it because we're definitely past that phase now. First on our list was the Pantheon. If I'm being completely honest, it was a little underwhelming for me. I think I would have appreciated it more if we had joined the guided tour, as I didn't fully understand the history behind it at the time. Originally built as a temple and later converted into a church, the Pantheon is one of the best preserved monuments from ancient Rome. It's also famous for its enormous dome and the oculus at the center of the ceiling, which is the building's only source of natural light. Looking back now, I think it was one of those places that deserved more than just a quick visit. Sometimes, understanding the history is what makes a place truly unforgettable. On our way to the Trevi fountain, we stumbled upon a billet store that we had been wanting to visit for a while. Thankfully, our wallet survived because we somehow managed to leave without buying anything. Of course, that didn't stop us from getting a cannoli from the shop next door. It was our second time trying one. The first was in Sicily, but we actually liked this one even more. When we visited the Trevi fountain, it was actually under renovation in preparation for the 2025 Jubilee year. Instead of the usual view, there was a temporary viewing bridge that allowed visitors to get surprisingly close to the statues. I remember my husband, my fiance back then, and I joking that we probably ended up with the most unique photos of the Trevi fountain. I mean, how many people can say they got that close to the sculptures? Maybe we were unlucky with the timing, but we definitely walked away with a one-of-a-kind experience.
Dapat authentic daw yun.
Sicilian pastry daw talaga ang cannoli. But, hindi naman ganun yung lasa. Ay, si Papa. Wait. Grabe naman. Meron pala siyang restaurant dito sa Rome.
Ano pala, Papa?
Try natin. Grabe. Sa Rome. Sa Rome na tayo. Okay. Ikaw, anong mas gusto mo? Paris o Rome?
Pag mo naman akong papiliin, mas ma-enjoy na natin kasi
Ibang tao na tayo. Honestly.
bata pa tayo last year.
Cannoli. So kung merong cannoli, merong spagnoli. Ba? Normal street. Grabe, ang ganda.
Nabona na ba to?
Hindi ko nami-miss yung Asian food dito. For some reason.
Pasta tayo ng pasta, di ba rin tayo nasasawa?
Sobrang nag-enjoy ako sa pasta. Na hindi na ako nagpipizza din. Parang puro pasta na yung laman ng tiyan ko. Either pasta, gelato.
Pasta gelato.
Yan, pasta gelato. Ano ba nga ba? Pasalubong natin kila Gab. Pag malapit sa Colosseum, tayo pa sa ibang mga tourist spots. Trevi, Pantheon, Spanish Steps, most especially, sobrang layo. Sobrang layo, pero kailangan mo mag-train.
Devagar, também é chegar.
Here are the very famous Spanish Steps. I remember how badly I wanted to visit because the second half of Emily in Paris season 4 had just been released, and Emily spends part of the season in Rome. One of my favorite scenes was filmed here, so of course we just had to recreate it.
O café querendo esfriar.
Just a few steps away, we came across Antico Cafe Greco, one of the oldest cafes in Rome. We were lucky to visit when we did because after more than 260 years in business, it closed its doors the following year following a long legal dispute. The cafe was incredibly charming despite being right in the heart of a tourist area. The coffee was good, but if I'm being honest, it wasn't what stood out to me. I was far more captivated by the interiors, the paintings, and the feeling of stepping into a place with so much history. During the afternoon, we made our way to the beautiful neighborhood of Trastevere in search of a good meal. While wandering through its charming streets, we came across Tonerello, one of the neighborhood's most popular pasta spots. Safe to say, did not disappoint. We absolutely loved their meal, and to this day, it's still one of my favorite dining experiences from our trip to Rome.
Pois nada pra provar o que é bonito, sabe o lugar. Devagar também é chegar. Deixa a tarde cair, deixa o mar conversar.
Fast forward to that evening, we decided to grab a gelato while waiting for our dinner reservation.
Oh, si Bambini.
We weren't expecting much since it was in such a busy tourist area, but to our surprise, we really enjoyed it.
Deixa chamar outra vez. Hoje o sol pousou entre as xícaras e nós. E a cidade inteira.
For dinner, we had a reservation at Marchese. We started the evening with a couple of cocktails which were absolutely delicious. They were a little stronger than we expected, so by the time we were waiting for our food, we were already feeling a little tipsy. I still remember us sitting there, laughing at ourselves because we had somehow managed to get tipsy before dinner had even arrived. Looking back, it's one of those simple moments that still makes me smile. To this day, we still talk about how incredible the tiramisu was. It was easily one of the best desserts we had during our trip.
Marshall headphones.
Ang pangit!
Ano ba?
Ang ginaganon?
Matasara pa rin kaya.
Oh, lamig. Lamig na tonight. Ilang degrees na ngayon, B?
90.
9? Basta ako sa'yo. Wala, kamusta nga pala yung dinner natin?
Okay
Ikaw,
naman.
bigyan ng rating.
6.
Out of 10. 6.
6 over 10. Sige. Rate natin muna yung pasta. Carbonara, 6 over 10. Parang ininit lang yung yung pasta.
Microwave.
Microwave. Tapos nilagyan ng masarap na sauce. Yung sauce, wala akong sabing mali doon sa sauce. Carbonara talaga siya. Ikaw?
Actually, tagas pa.
Yung mushroom. Mushroom dumpling mo.
2. Kasi mas masarap pa yung mushroom siomai.
Ano din type po?
Hindi ko talaga siya nagustuhan. Tapos sobrang konti lang ng serving.
Ilan yun? 6?
Tapos, so, bigyan ko yun ng rating ng 2.
Medyo generous ka pa dun
Ikaw, beef. 5.
Yeah. Mas pipiling ko pa rin yung kaldereta araw-araw.
Ako din, mechado.
No?
Walang special. Parang, and ano yun
Parang
25 euros.
Oh.
Okay, fine.
Tiramisu 10.
Yeah.
Tiramisu 10.
No discussion. Solid 10.
Solid 10.
Sarap ng tiramisu.
So,
Drink.
alak, kung may 1,000, sige 1,000 over 10.
Yeah, sarap.
Ano ba yung alak na yun?
Tapos ngayon wala, okay na tayo ulit.
Wala, hindi na.
Yan, so kami ang food critics na hindi alam ng mga taga-Rome.
Yeah.
So,
Michelin, baka abang ka lang.
umandar siya.
Just when we thought this day couldn't get any better, we found ourselves taking in the Colosseum one last time at night. After seeing so many people riding electric scooters around the city, we decided to give it a try ourselves.
Bye! Hoy!
Crowded rooms
Itigin mo na yan!
to tell us what our love could do.
Iwan na niya ako.
No photographs, no grand display.
Bye!
Just how you look at me each day. Give me love without applause, without witness.
I have to admit, I was a little terrified because it had been such a long time since either of us had ridden one.
Give me love when no one
But after the first few minutes, we couldn't stop laughing.
if it's real.
It made us feel a little silly, a little adventurous, and strangely young again. It was the perfect way to end such an unforgettable day. On the morning of our flight, I remember feeling that our time in Rome was finally coming to an end. It wasn't a sad goodbye. More than anything, it was the feeling of knowing that we had truly made the most of our time in such a beautiful city. We took things slow that morning. We enjoyed a quiet start to the day, took our time getting ready, and made one last stop at the Colosseum.
Let's go! Beautiful! Bellissima!
Of course, we couldn't leave without taking 100 more photos. Before heading back to our Airbnb, we found a little cafe right across from the Colosseum. We sat there with a cup of coffee, quietly taking in the view one last time. On our way back, we picked up a pizza from a local shop and brought it back to our Airbnb. It was the perfect way to spend our final few hours in Rome before making our way to the airport. Looking back at that time in Rome, I remember how much we still believed in the world and in ourselves. We looked at the world and felt like it was so big, yet somehow everything seemed possible. It felt like we could go anywhere, do anything, and build the life we had always dreamed of.
Muntik nang hindi.
Babalik ako.
Babalik tayo ng
Balik tayo.
Rome.
Legend has it that if your coin lands in the fountain, you're destined to return to Rome. Want to know a little spoiler? It actually came true.